Ever wonder what sets the winners apart from the losers? And what does it really mean to be a winner? My name is Federico, and I'm a young, successful entrepreneur passionate about sports, business, mindset, and real estate. If you are just like me and you want to crack the code to victory, then Winning Ways podcast is made for you. Yo, welcome back to Winning Ways with Fred. My name is Federico and I am your host. Guys, today I have a special host for you guys. He's a crusher, he's crushed real estate. He started off in a different industry and something that he studied his whole life and switched off to real estate after 1 year of crushing it. And now he's going to tell us his story. But first and foremost, guys, please share the show if you find value to it. It's the way we're going to grow the show. Even when we become a top 3 show all time, it'll be grown through word of mouth only, no ads. So without further ado, how are you, man?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks so much for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Dave, thank you for coming on the show. So let's get this going. A lot to talk about in short time. So let's start off with your career, how it started. You started off as a physical therapy in Duke University and then ended up in Keller Williams, became the rookie of the year and transferred over to real estate. So started off with how it all started in the physical therapy and how you transitioned over to real estate.
Yeah, sure. So went to undergrad in Northern Arizona University and kind of had the plan all along that I was going to go into physical therapy. So got into Duke and I was like, this opportunity of a lifetime. I'm going to be a physical therapist. This is exactly what I want to do. Went there, great experience, met my lovely wife there, got my doctorate and started practicing physical therapy. Did physical therapy for a total of about 10 years. At about year 8, just started to get the itch, like I was kind of in career coast mode, which in some parts I liked, but other parts I wasn't, had a lot of drive to get to the point of get the doctorate of physical therapy. And then I was just trying to think what's next. And so my wife's also a physical therapist. And so we were both, we're travelers for 2 years. We moved all around the country taking short-term jobs.
Nice.
And then we got married in 2015, moved to Denver, took full-time W-2 employment jobs, and did that up until through 2021.
Nice. And it's funny. We have a similar story because I did economics. I studied my whole life to become an economics. My whole life, I thought I wanted to become a financial advisor. Did it, got the job at Morgan Stanley after college. Did that for about 7 months. And then I was like, no, there's more to this for sure. I can't, right? I can't receive the same paycheck every week or every 2 weeks. There's more to it. And so I decided to go into a sales job, which then transitioned over to real estate. I jumped through different areas. But walk us through how you started off at Keller Williams. What made you decide, all right, obviously you wanted more, but why real estate?
Yeah, so before I got my real estate license, we knew that we wanted more from life, and we knew that the trajectory of our careers was not going to get us to that level of financial freedom. And for us, financial freedom just equals freedom of time. Yeah. And so we knew the careers weren't going to get us there. So we started just digging in. And luckily, I have a spouse and a partner that we're just on the same page. We both were looking for finding a route to get where we want to be in life at the same time. And so we just dove into podcasts, started reading books. We drive around. We did home health physical therapy. So we're in our car a lot, so we could consume a bunch of content and come across bigger pockets, and really just dove into like, okay, real estate investing, we're middle income earners. Real estate investing is going to be our way that we can safely leverage our money and really grow some wealth to get us where we want to be in life. Yeah. So we started on that. And it's through that I just became passionate about it. It's like, oh, this is such a great message. I want to be able to share this with others and help others along the way. Yeah. And so that led to me getting my real estate license at the beginning of 2021.
Nice. It's so funny. Bigger Pockets has been, people like our age, younger generations guide. Because for me, that's how I started too. Bigger Pockets, consuming all that content. Grant Cardone too, and a couple different real estate guys, but Grant Cardone's commercial real estate, so a little higher level than me, but it's so good to listen to him. So once you started in Keller Williams, you became the rookie of the year in 1 year. What set you apart from the rest?
Yeah, a couple things. Like one, I had a great mentor and a friend, Jameson Capelli. He was my real estate agent on the first 2 transactions that we did here in Denver, and we just became good friends from those transactions. And so when it came time, I just had a mentor that was a couple steps ahead where I could always reach out and like, hey, what do I do in this specific scenario? And he could quickly get me an answer. The other thing, I was just very direct about my time commitment to it. And I knew, a lot of brokerages in Keller Williams offers so much great training, but for me, I had another full-time job. And so I spent my time in real estate is reaching out and contacting people and talking about real estate, providing value, making connections. And then from there, I think so much of my success was from being a physical therapist for 10 years. It's a people business. Working people in a real estate transaction can be such a stressful and emotional experience for so many folks. Yeah. And that's what I did for 10 years, was work with people in a stressful and emotional experience. Just a new topic in something else instead of, physical ailments. Now it's going through these real estate transactions. And so I had a lot of transferable skills. And then I'm just super consistent, super diligent on making my contacts, and then always just with the purpose of providing value. Never sales, never like, do you or anyone are you looking to buy or sell real estate? But how can I provide this human value? Could be in real estate, could be without real estate, but inevitably it comes back to what, hey, what are you working on? And so I was able to just create value, get my name out there. And through doing some of the investing before, that helped me with a really good base understanding of how real estate works, and then able to, be a voice of kind of trust and reason to other folks when they go through a transaction.
Yeah. I always touch upon when you're starting off and you're trying to buy a multifamily or investment property, to look for a realtor that has investments as well, because they have skin in the game. They know what to look for, and they have the best interest for you because they actually have done it as well. If they haven't done it, there's still a good source to contact and get comps and all that, but you prefer somebody that's definitely investing. Now, I want to touch upon the point that you made, that one of the reasons that you succeeded so fast was mentors, right? I always touch on how important mentors are. They can save you time, money, and energy. So how did this guy approach you, or did you approach him? How did you guys connect, and how did you guys build that relationship?
Yeah, so we've been friends for a long time. We live out here in Colorado. We go and ski together. So, you get a lot of time in the car, get a lot of time on the mountain together. And so just had developed a natural relationship. And I was always interested in, he's out there crushing it. And he's just a very even keel, good. We have very similar personalities. And so when it came time, I was like, hey, man, I think I'm going to do this. He's like, you should absolutely do this. I was like, can you help me along the way? He's like, 100%. Yeah. And so our personalities aligned well too, because he's not looking to do like a full training program, and I'm not looking for a long time commitment as well. And so we were able to communicate in an efficient manner. And it was so huge just to be able to reach out. He was first and foremost a friend. And then second, it was easy to communicate in the same level. Like, I know his time is valuable. He knows my time is valuable. And so we can just get to the answer. And I have, the drive and the ability to take what he told me and just put it right to action.
Yeah. It was definitely a lot easier for you though, because he was a friend of yours. So at least you knew him, right? So that gives it's a little easier to, connect, and you guys, it's easier to relate with him. Now, you said that you started in real estate. Did you buy that first property, your first investment property, when you became an agent, or prior?
Prior to that, we got married in 2015. It was 2017, and it was like, okay, we're adults, we're supposed to buy a house now. And so we bought a house. Yeah. But we had no idea as far as the investing standpoint, and then dug into bigger pockets, realized we have a basement. So we started to rent out our basement to other physical therapy students from Duke when they would come out here on a clinical rotation, and started to significantly offset our mortgage costs. Like, oh, this is powerful. Like, how do we continue to, leverage space that we have, use that to move on to the next property after that.
Yeah. And right now you guys have what, 5 to 10 units going, you say?
Yeah, we've got 3 doors now. Nice. And so the approach that we've been using has been a Nomad strategy, which essentially means buy the property as a primary residence. So you can put a low percent down, so usually 5% down, and as well as access the best interest rates, because it's a primary versus an investment property. We move in, we live in the property for a year, we renovate, or we're just on this current one that we're in is new. And after 1 year, then we exit that property, move on to the next one, and hold it as a rental. Yeah. So that's kind of been, all of our investments are here in Denver. expensive hot market. And this has kind of been our way to add a little bit of our hustle to allow us to buy and build a portfolio in an expensive market.
Yeah, it's definitely a great way to start. Nomad or house hacking, whatever you want to call it. It's definitely the way to start if you're really looking to get into real estate. You live for free, you're building equity, you have the depreciation aspect of it. And then in a year you move out and you have that asset that's cash flowing you. You're starting to cash flow and you have another property on the way, and so on and so forth. Then later on, you could do a 1035 exchange and buy bigger deals if you're looking to do that. And now, Dave, so this is a great part about it too, because you did physical therapy for 10 years. You studied your whole life for it. This was your, I guess, your goal, your dream. You get to it. It's not what you expected it to be. You transitioned over to real estate, and now you don't do physical therapy. Now you're only into real estate.
Yeah, that's correct.
So now what's the plan for the next year or so? Like what's the goals for that?
Yeah, the goal is to continue to grow the real estate business as an agent. I will continue to work as plan to take Keller Williams. Eventually, then to begin to grow a team through Keller Williams and start to leverage in that way as well. We'll continue. We'll do another Nomad. We'll move out of this property next year. And then from there, plan to stabilize so we're not moving every year. That's a good hustle move, like you said, to start, but it's not, you don't want to have to do that every year for an extended period of time. And so then, start to expand into some more cash flowing markets and start to look at multifamily out of state and try to kind of build. We've got the appreciation going here in Denver. And so if we can start to build some cash flow on the other side, we'll do that as well.
Just based on our conversation, I've noticed how important it's been for you to have a relationship with your wife and be on the same page, right? Because it's 100%. not everybody's gonna accept that lifestyle in the sense of, all right, we're gonna move this year, thinking of a better future, but not everybody has that mindset, right? Mm-hmm. So do you guys on weekends, times, nights, sit down and go over your goals, like your financials and all that?
Yeah, absolutely. Super fortunate to we just started off on that same page. I think we were in the same career. And so I think we both felt the same pressure of like, what is this career going to look like in the future? And how's this going to impact our future? So that kind of helped us come to that decision at the same time where it's like, we need to find more. And then through there, we take an annual goal setting retreat every year. Nice. We go away to the mountains for a long weekend. And so we've done it through the book, The One Thing. They've called it the Badass Couples Retreat. And it's got just a great set of questions. So it's based not just on, business or wealth building, but it's also based on relationship, and it's based on time, and it's based on family and spirituality. And so it just gives us a great reset and a great time to connect every year. And then we have a journal that we track. So every year when we go back, we get to look, these were our goals. And like, how did we do on those goals last year? And how do we feel about where we're going in the future? And so that helped us, for one, align on a big long-term goal. So it's the long-term goal is not a dollar amount. The long-term goal is the perfect life that we would want to live. So that way, when it comes time to, we're going to move next year, we're going to pack all of our stuff and we're going to move again. Like, we know it's not just so that we have another rental, it's know that it takes us that step towards the life that we really want to live. And that like big picture is what always helps to drive our day-to-day action and keep us moving forward on that path.
Those goals pull you guys.
For sure.
100%. The bigger picture. I'm gonna take a page off that and do that myself. I'm not married, but I do have a long-term relationship that I've been on. We're about to move in together. And I think being on the same page with your loved ones and having the same goals, the same idea of where you want to be in the future, so crucial to get to those goals, right?
Absolutely.
Now, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, 36.
36, and you've been with your wife for how long now?
We've been together for 12 years and married for 7.
Wow, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, we're in it. We've been around for a bit now.
Wow. And so with this aspect, right? Because this is something I like to ask my men, people that I interview that are men. When you didn't have your wife, your girlfriend, Was your mindset a little different than when you did have your mindset, than when you did get your girlfriend and wife?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I mean, totally. Like it was such a different time in life as well. Like I was in PT school. I was driven just
Yeah.
by like physical therapy, but yeah, like she is like my best friend and she's my business partner and like she completes who I am. And
Yeah.
so yeah, absolutely. Like goals have changed, life has changed, decision making has changed.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah, it's great. Like we're just kind of operate as one in a lot of ways now.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now going back to the way the reasons you got to this point of your in your life, I typically think and say that most people that are successful or attaining success in their lives, they have certain rituals, habits, routines that they go by, and they don't miss them, right? Or they do miss them here and there, but they're pretty much on it 99% of the time. What are some of your routines, habits, rituals that have helped you get to this level?
Yeah. One is the annual goal setting retreat. And then two, I try to every morning do a morning routine up at the same time, period of time of meditation, some affirmations, period of time of just gratitude and like gratitude in big picture, but also I try to be purposeful on just being showing gratitude for the last 24 hours, just simple things that happen throughout the day that sometimes it's easy to just think it's normal, but taking a step back and just being so thankful for all the great things that happen in life. And then from there, exercise and read some every day. And I try to make sure that I do all those in the morning because anytime I put them to the afternoon, like life happens and they just don't happen as consistently. So those are some of the things that I try to do every week. And then other than that, I do some business tracking. So quarterly review, keep a calendar, and that way too, I've got my checklist. And so I make sure every week there's a few things I must do that week that I know are going to be the indicators that are going to drive my real estate business forward. And so as long as I get those done, other things can fall off and come and go, and there's flexibility. And being in real estate is always a large element of having to be flexible on other people's time. But as long as I know that I collected or those tasks that week, then those are kind of the routines I use to make sure that I'm driving my business forward.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's most people, right? Most successful people have rituals like that, right? They exercise, they have moments to themselves, they have moment of gratitude. They do it in different ways. It doesn't have to be the same way, but they take time for themselves first.
Yeah.
It's
you got to be your best.
That's what I'm saying. But
if you're trying to do your best.
Exactly. And you have to be your best to be able to help others the best, right? And that's why I wake up really early in the morning too, to take that time for myself too, because it centers me, right? If you wake up, first thing you do is check your phone, right? And you get a bad email, a contract fell through, your days are already starting off spinning. And it's happened to me. It used to happen to me a lot. And I started reading a lot about Tony Robbins at my lead and all these rituals you started creating. It takes self-discipline without a doubt, because not checking your phone for all of us nowadays, it's tough. Most of us average 4 to 5 hours a day on our phones. It's our lives now. It's crazy, but it requires self-discipline. And yeah, most successful people have these sort of rituals, rules. Now, I see that Duke basketball behind you, man. I'm a huge sports guy. Did you go to any Duke games when you were over there?
Oh yeah, man, every single one I could go to.
Really?
100%. Yeah, we went. My wife happens to be a Carolina fan, which is awful, but
no way.
It's like her one. Yeah, it's her one flaw. But yeah, man, I went back to a game in Cameron this year. When I was a student, I went to every game that I could. We went to the Final Four this year since Duke and Carolina were playing in it for the first time. Yeah, we're big sports people, and especially like Duke basketball #1, and then all sports I'm in.
Same, man. That's actually been one of my. I wanted to go to the final game of Coach K, but the 400s levels were selling for $2,000. That was the flight and hotel weren't even $2,000, and I was like, I'm not gonna go there to sit in the freaking top, and everything was sold out. But crazy,
we
man.
made it happen. We pulled all the strings, and like we just got ourselves in the nosebleeds, and then try to work our way down. We made it. We pulled some strings, made it work.
Yeah,
but it was like the best at times, and then when Duke lost, it was like the worst at times for a minute. But that's sports. That's what makes it so great. Is like sometimes your team loses.
Yeah. No, and I agree. And it's that college aspect. I feel like college has more emotion and more passion to it than actual
Mhm.
professional. And you feel it in the stadium with the players, with the coaches.
Yes.
I love college sports. It's just not, there's more chances to see players make mistakes, which in a way makes it a little more entertaining rather than like pros that are pretty much perfect. I don't know. That's how
Yep.
I see it.
That's how
But
I
Dave,
like it
man,
too.
this has been a great time. It's been great. We're definitely gonna look into doing a second episode. I'm a little short on time here today, but we will be doing another one. What's your social media where like my audience can find you?
Yeah, you can find me everywhere at Homes with Dave.
At home with
So
Dave,
at Homes
guys.
with Dave on Instagram. I'm probably most of my content is going to be on Instagram. Working on growing long form on YouTube as well as YouTube Shorts, and then always trying to figure out the beast that is TikTok and, and trying to be on there as well.
I think we all are trying to figure out TikTok, man. It's like
As
I
soon as
go
I think I get it and then I don't, I'm like, okay, I just got to keep putting content on there. I
I
know that.
honestly just post content and don't even look at it. But
Yeah.
supposedly, in order for it to be effective, you have to spend time in it. Like you have to
Oh,
spend
great.
time consuming content. And then TikTok, this is what I read, and one of my marketing guys told me. And then TikTok helps you get views as well. But it's kind of like you give time and they give you time too. I mean, you could run ads and all that, but I still don't
Yeah.
understand it, but it's taking over.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I was just listening to another podcast the other day and it's like TikTok and YouTube. And then now YouTube's going into YouTube Shorts to try to get that short form content and get that like that addicted kind of behavior out of that TikTok gets out of people.
Yeah.
But having searchable content, which is great about YouTube, like if someone's searching for something, they can come across you that
Exactly,
way. So.
exactly. I obviously I'm more into YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, but again, I'm not too into TikTok just yet. But eventually, maybe I will be. But awesome, guys! All this will be on the notes. Give him a follow. He's a great follow. Teaches you a lot about real estate, and contact him. Maybe you guys could chat. He could help you out in some sort of way. Dave, thank you so much for being on the show, man.
Yeah, thank you, Frederick. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Bye. Ever wonder what sets the winners apart from the losers? And what does it really mean to be a winner? My name is Federico, and I'm a young, successful entrepreneur passionate about sports, business, mindset, and real estate. If you are just like me and you want to crack the code to victory, then Winning Ways podcast is made for you.